Dating can really suck these days, especially with so many different dating apps available at our fingertips. The whole process seems to be complicated and it can be stressful. I've made so many mistakes. So I wanted to create this video to share with you what I've learned along my journey of dating, and hopefully you might not need to make the same mistakes. The first thing is to not put someone on a pedestal. I know it's so easy when we like someone and they seem to match all the things that we're looking for. Maybe they tick all the boxes, they're into traveling, they're into the same music as us, maybe they're tall, and all the things that we're looking for, they seem to meet the criteria. We automatically put them on a pedestal. It takes time to get to know someone. And when we start future tripping and imagining that this is the perfect person, we're going to marry them, we're going to live happily ever after, this is dangerous, because when we meet this person in reality, we're not going to be ourselves. I've done this before when I've really liked someone. When I start putting someone on a pedestal, and when I am with them in real life, I start acting really funny. I'm not being myself. I start acting nervous. And this is not healthy, because we might put a blind eye to the things, to the red flags that we usually know that are not going to be compatible with us. When we put someone on a pedestal, we put them up here, and then we are putting ourselves down here, and it's going to be someone looking down at you. And no relationship should start with that dynamic. No one is above you and no one is below you. We should be starting both at the same wavelength. We're both equal, and that's the best way to start a relationship, when you are showing your true self. The second thing is not to change yourself for someone. I know this can be really easily done. When we really like someone, we try and impress them in different ways. And this could be maybe from the way we dress, or it could be that we show that we're into the same type of activities as this person, but really, truly, deeply within us, we know that we're not into this thing, but we're only doing it to impress this person. And I think we have to be careful when we do this, because we're creating an unrealistic version of ourselves, and we're not being true to who we are. And I'm guilty of this too. I've done this before. I've dated someone who was really into cricket, really into watching cricket and also playing cricket. And I would watch so many cricket games with this person, and I even traveled to watch a cricket match with this person. And really, that, it's not who I really am, but I only did it just to make this person happy. Not to say, like, let's not be interested in anything else other than what we're interested in someone else. I think it's beautiful that we can discover new experiences through other people, but we also have to stay true to who we are and not force ourselves to like something because we want to impress this person, because we're not being real, and that's not sustainable. Eventually, our true self is going to come out, and we're going to be resentful, and it's going to be exhausting to keep showing that we're into this thing that we're really not into. So we need to remember just to be true to who we are, because I really believe when we are true to who we are, when we are being real, then the people who don't like us, then it'll be a fast track for them to just filter out the people who are not for us and bring closer the people who are for us, and then we will be in a much more better position to choose someone who's compatible with us. So the third point is, not only should you try not change yourself when you're dating and in relationships, please don't think you can change somebody else. How somebody shows you who they are in the beginning, accept that, take that at face value and believe them. I think so often when we like someone and they've got some issues, we feel that we can change them. Some of us may want to become their hero and become like their mother and therapist, but we have to remember that that's not our job. It's not our job to try and change someone. It's different when we've been dating someone for a long period of time. We've created that connection, we've created that bond, so we would want to go things together, the trials and tribulations. I know I've made the mistake where I've clearly seen the red flags in the beginning when I started dating someone and I ignored those red flags and the drama that this person was bringing, because I still liked them and I wanted to give them a chance and give the relationship a chance, but the relationship didn't work out in the end. Those issues continued. Dating is difficult enough. Going into dating thinking we have to change their mind from wanting a casual relationship to a relationship, that's just adding the stress of the whole dating process. It shouldn't be our responsibility. We should be going in already meeting someone who wants the same thing, and then we can take it from there and get to know each other more, and it just makes the whole process a lot more easier. Next mistake I've made is to give up on interests and hobbies and meeting friends and family. I know when we really like someone, it can be so easy to want to spend all our time with them, and we're in that kind of honeymoon phase and it's exciting and we can't get enough of each other, and we kind of start dropping out in our commitments for our family or our friends, and this isn't healthy. Although in the beginning, during the honeymoon phase, it may feel nice, but after a while, we are humans. We get bored quite easily, and if we stop doing the things that we were into, we are going to lose ourselves in the relationship, and we don't want to do that, because then the relationship will become quite stale and boring. We have to remember that who we were interested in when we met this person, or when that person met us, they were interested in this individual, a rounded individual who was into different things, who was into going and doing things with their family and friends. So when you stop doing all of that, you become a different person, and then you're not going to really be interested in one another as much. But when you give each other that space and continue being that individual and doing things independently, you give each other space to continue to like each other, to grow that attraction, because absence makes the heart grow fonder, and that's what creates a healthy relationship and continues the spark. When you have that space, you're two individuals on your own journey in life, and then you come together to support each other, to help each other grow, and that's what makes the relationship interesting. The next point is not to get intimate too soon. This is particularly important, I have found, if we're looking for something meaningful. Of course, if you're looking for something that's casual and a hookup, by all means, this, you can get intimate whenever you want. It's not really relevant, because that's what you're looking for, right? But I have found that if we're looking for something meaningful, it's probably better to wait and to get to know each other a bit more, because I really believe, from my own experience, I believe that when we become intimate, it just complicates the whole thing, because I think it's relevant for both women and men. When we become intimate with each other, we're sharing our bodies with one another. That's the most intimate thing we can do. Of course, we will be attached a little bit, We may not look at things from a healthy perspective, because our judgments are being clouded by the intimacy. And this is what I have found that has happened. And especially if there's red flags in someone, we may overlook these red flags because we've created this attachment through intimacy, and we don't want to lose that. And this is what makes us feel more, it gets us more, we feel more anxiety and anxious, that we don't want to lose this feeling with someone that we've created. And there's a risk of overlooking things that if we didn't become intimate, we may be able to step back and look at things from a healthy perspective. That's why I really believe that if we want something meaningful, it's better that we wait longer and get to know someone, just their characteristics, who they are, until we know what we're getting ourselves into, and not having any surprises later, or just kind of dragging things along because we got intimate with them too soon, and then finding it difficult to detach, because I think that's what happens when we become intimate too soon. It just, although we can see the problems are there, we continue probably to see people who we know that there's problems, but because we are attached to them, it makes it difficult to separate. So we just need to be careful about being intimate. When we don't put all our focus on one person, I think we can get an idea and give ourselves that opportunity to find out what it is that we like and what we dislike, and we can find that from dating multiple people and not putting expectation and pressure onto one person. So if you can get that opportunity to go on a few different dates and be open-minded to date different types of people, I think sometimes we may be surprised that if we give someone a chance who's not usually our type, we may be surprised, we might end up liking them. So I think dating multiple people means that you're not going to settle and compromise on what you want, because it will make you realize that there are plenty of people out there, and it's just a matter of time when you meet that person. Having a relationship and finding a partner, it's one of the most important decisions we can make that will impact our life. It's a decision we shouldn't take lightly, and we should take our time and make sure that we are choosing someone who is the most compatible and who is best for us. So many of us can go into dating like it's another job interview, and that just takes the fun out of it. It becomes dull and something that we dread, and we think, oh, here we go, another failure, and we start thinking negatively about dating and the whole process. And I don't feel like this is the best way to approach dating. What I found is to see dating like an experience on its own as itself, and to make it as fun as possible. I think when we go in with an expectation like a job interview, it just becomes something that both people will not enjoy. Or there could be a part of the city that I want to visit, or there could be a new coffee shop that I've not been to. Going on a date could be an opportunity to go visit this new place that I've been meaning to go, but I've not had a chance. So making it into a fun experience is an amazing way just to make the whole thing into something enjoyable. Then that way, even if you don't match with someone, or even if you don't end up together with someone, at least the whole experience was fun. So it's a win-win situation. I've met people who have exposed me to different types of cultures and music and arts. And if I didn't give these people an opportunity and chance to go through these experiences, I wouldn't have developed myself. So sometimes the whole dating process, it can also be a self-discovery journey and a way to find out more about yourself. So I think it's important that we look at dating positively and only go on dates when we feel like, we are ready to go on those dates, not when we're desperate and we're feeling lonely and out of desperation. I don't think that's the best way to approach dating, because we're only going to attract people with issues. So going with a positive mindset, I think that really has helped me. We need to remember that being single is also an amazing time for us as an individual to do all the things that we want to do. And the way I look at it, what if someone said to us, in a year's time, you are going to find your dream partner and that's it? You're no longer going to be single ever again. I think if we think like this, automatically we would want to make the most of the time we are in right now, and make the most of the time that we spend with our friends and our family, because we know that we may not get this opportunity to be alone again. And I think that's a really great way to see our situation and to be present and to be grateful for where we are, not be desperate to choose someone out of desperation, and not to settle for someone less than amazing, because that's what we deserve. That's what we all deserve. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's any mistakes that I've not covered, maybe you've experienced yourself. I'd love to hear from you. I love the topic about relationships and human interactions. I think it's fascinating, and I read about it and I talk about it to my friends and my family, and I would love to hear your thoughts about it and your opinions and views about it. Leave a comment below. I hope you're all doing really well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.